What other angle should I do?
I said you can go from the
I have a bit about crows that isn't even done, but I love doing it. And it's one of those jokes where you're like, okay, shit, we're live. All right. What's up, y'all? My name is Luke Severide. Welcome to another episode of Wait What? Oh, man, live streaming comedy is fun because sometimes you're in the middle of a sentence and then you notice that now that everybody can see your face. Hello, I'm Luke Severide. Welcome to another episode of Wait What? If you are joining us again, awesome. Thank you. Glad to have you back. If you're new, hey, hello. Thanks for coming to hang out. So basically, what the show is every week on Wednesdays we have some comics come on, and we just talk about some things in the news that recently happened that didn't really make the headlines that made us go, "Wait, what?" And we write some jokes. We have some fun. We laugh into the void like happy people do. But it's not just me, Luke Severide, your host. I have a co-host. Let's please welcome him to the stage, my buddy Greg Beachler.
Hey man, good to be here, dude. I could tell that the sudden live streaming threw you way off, man.
Yeah, it's fun when, just mid-sentence interruptions like I just did to you. It's cool.
Yeah, that's how it is. But I'm gonna learn how to pause real quick, like so we don't step on each other. It's a skill we're gonna develop with this, live show bullshit, man. How you doing, dude?
I'm good. How are you doing?
All right. I am also doing well, man. Blood pressure is good.
Good. Diabetes is taken care of?
Yeah, man. It's nipped in the bud.
Is that where you... All right, we know. I'm sorry, my bad. Good, man. It's good to see you're good. I've recently started following you on the Strava app, and it's just you just showing off how you're running every single goddamn day. And that's cool, man. It's fun. It's good for you. And you're almost done. Sorry, this is how we're opening the show. It's because I got put on the spot weirdly, so I'm going to do the same to you and just bring up that you've been running 100 miles for this month.
Yeah, man. I'm at 97 basically miles right now. So I'll hit 100 tomorrow. Then Friday is just butter. Just the extra shit on top, beating the goal. So yeah, I feel pretty good. And then I don't have to do this every day anymore because I don't know who does this. This is psychotic, man. Every day is bullshit. Don't do it. Take the weekends off, people.
All right, good. Well, I'm proud of you, man. I'm very proud of you. So let's get into the first. This live streaming shit is still awkward as hell. Let's get into the first thing. Let's talk about. We both agreed on, dude, UFOs, man. What the like? The government is straight up being like, yep. Here's some footage in April. They released that, and then like we got like a senator in Florida that's just like, yep, they're real. There's a agency that's they spend lots of money on it for a very long time, and they're real. I'm like,
yeah.
How is that not a thing all of us are losing our minds over?
I don't know either, man. This is buck wild. It's like every meme from April is coming true like month by month almost. Like they said July there'll be aliens, and oh my god, there's really UFOs right now. The fuck?
But they're also saying that it could be like they don't know it's aliens. It could just be other nations who have used alien technology. They're like, it could be not aliens, but maybe they got aliens things and made their own spacecraft. You're like, that's even less calming. at all. Like, because
yeah, it could be a false flag thing, but then I also think back to like the 80s when they're like, nah, we didn't sell crack in the ghetto at all. What are you talking about? And they're like, oh wait, well, we might have known it was going on. And then like, no, we knew the guy. His name's Rick Ross. We shook his hand and shit, gave him dap, gave him the drugs. It was like, here you go, man. Yeah, so that's gonna be the same thing with aliens in like 4 years. Like, oh damn, we've been trading with them for like 20 years. We know what's up.
Yeah, you know where Wi-Fi came from? Like, dude, it blows my mind. What was that?
Like, we think we just figured that out, man? People don't even wear masks. You think we actually learned? Had to send like electrical messages through the sky? No, get the fuck out of here. No way.
So that's fun. That's fun. I'm looking forward to seeing how that unfolds. Like, what do you think aliens like exist?
I mean, just the size of the universe. If you believe that space is real, you're gonna think that somewhere there's gonna be other life. I don't know if it's ever been here, but it'd be. I was born in 1982, man. That'd be very. I don't know the word to say, but very big of me to say no. Nothing else exists. I feel like I don't have the right to say that, dude.
The arrogance of going, nah, it's just me and mine. That's it.
Like, Jerry curls are older than me, bro. I can't really talk too much shit about space and like what's out there, bro.
All right. Well, I agree. You can't talk too much shit about that. I think it's just, I don't know. It's very interesting to me that it just kind of slips under the radar when you're like, yo, man, we've had so many franchises about this exact thing. And we're just, nah. I need to go watch
over military bases, huh? Weird.
Yeah, it is weird. But we're not paying attention. We're like, I need to watch some more videos of people screaming at Walmart employees because they're not wearing a mask. Like, it's fun. It's fun. All right, cool. Let's move on. Bring on our first guest, hailing all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. Please welcome to the stage, Mika Lawman.
Oh, shit. Hey. Round of applause.
Hello. I totally need to figure out a new phrase in welcome to the stage, but it is so hard to break.
I like the stage, though. My bedroom, it's a good stage.
That's good. That's good. It's comfy. Way more comfortable than most other stages. I hope. I'm not going to make assumptions about your bedroom. It could be terrible.
Yeah.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. And what do you have for us this week?
Okay, so Greg asked me to send him something that made me say, wait, what? And at the time that he asked me that, I didn't really understand what he was asking, but I was reading an article, and now I'm reading the book about this place that was like a theme park, I guess, in New Jersey in the 80s and 90s, where lots of people died, and it was super crazy and dangerous. And that made me say, wait, what? So, yeah, I guess that.
Yeah. What was it called?
It was called Action Park.
That is.
Oh, my God. I've heard of this.
Yeah. So basically it was started in in 1978 by this guy named Gene, I think it's Mulville, something like that. And he owned a ski resort that wasn't making any money in the summer. So he was like, what can I do with all of my mountains in the summertime? And then decided like a water park and other things would be a good idea. And it was not at all a good idea. So yeah.
Any highlights from that? I think we have a video of it. Let's see if
yeah, I sent you guys a video. It's kind of long, but oh man.
And then maybe it'll just jump in and play while we're talking. Yeah, it's because I read that Cracked article, and it's like it's insane to me that
so many. It's like one of those weird things where there's so many things wrong with it that they had to write an entire book. So it's hard to pick out like the craziest things.
Was he like?
Okay, so
like a cokehead dude.
What's that?
Was he like a cokehead dude who just didn't know what to do with his money or what?
I don't know if he was a cokehead, but it definitely gives off that vibe, right? So I picked out like 3 things that I thought were the craziest. One of them was this ride called the Bailey Ball. And basically it was like a 10-foot yoga ball that you would climb inside, and there was another ball inside of it, I guess to make it like have a gyroscope effect. So like you would sit straight up while the ball went careening down a cliff. And the guy that invented it was this janitor from Canada. So not a physicist. or a
Just
scientist.
real quick, and I do not want to vocation shame,
Yeah.
but if you're a janitor and you're inventing rides,
Yeah, no, be a janitor, but
yeah.
like know some fucking math before you put people into an amusement park ride. Like,
Oh man, you got some heat
crap.
on. I'm like,
You know.
you can clean a toilet, but if you're gonna do this, you need
Yeah.
to know fucking math, dude.
I mean, at least be like Goodwill Hunting. Like I don't, you know,
At
like how,
least be a genius.
right? So it was this dude. It was invented by this dude named Ken. So, like I said, like not an engineer, just Ken.
Oh, that's the only name they gave, just Ken.
No, his name is Ken Bailey, and it was called the Bailey Ball. So a dude named Ken.
Yeah, you said that.
So he got so it was like a yoga ball, and then inside of it was a smaller ball that you would climb inside of, and you would sit on a seat, and then they would put like a car racing seatbelt over the top of you. And okay, so let me back up. So they didn't inspect this ride or double check it at all before the day that the inspector came to inspect the ride. So basically the ride was the ball, and then on the bottom of the ball was office chair wheels, and then the track was PVC pipe that they cut in half and like opened like a sandwich, and like that was the track. So this guy not only designed it, but he built it, and he glued this PVC pipe together as like a track, and the track was supposed to zigzag down a 600-foot cliff. But it was like sitting out in the sun all day, so the track was like melting and the glue was melting and it started coming apart. So they paid this.
This is why engineering is very important. Like you need to know about heat and
very serious.
Oh my god. That's more of a meth vibe, if anything, dude. It's like, you know what I can do? I can build a whole track down this cliff, dog. Give me those office wheels. We're in. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So the day that the inspector came, the track was already like melting under the sun and coming apart. So they paid this dude Frank, who worked on the ski lifts, $100 to climb inside of it. And so he gets inside of it, and they push him down, and it went on the track for like 10 seconds. And then flew off the track. Sorry, try not to laugh, but it's so.
No, it's terrible because this is probably the worst day of Frank's life.
Yeah, they were like, "Here's $100, bro. Like, get in this ball."
What year was this?
The worst day of the inspector's life. It's like they just killed this dude right in front of me.
I think they did this in like 1980, 1982.
Oh, like that. Oh, $100, like that would buy you a lot of meth.
What?
It would buy you a lot of meth. $100.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So the guy gets in the ball, he starts going, and like 10 seconds into the ride.
With your family. So lots of big things for little kids to do. I love Action Park because it's so beautiful.
It's like coming to Broadway. It's wonderful.
Race like a pro. It's great. These are the most amazing rides in the world. I love it here.
There's nothing in the world like Action Park.
Because he's inside of a plastic yoga ball.
Oh, can you please show Greg right now? Can you please do that?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
So,
oh my god.
Oh yeah, so now you go past. Dude, I have not seen you cry laugh.
Listen, I'm just picturing the whole thing, dude, like the inspector driving up.
the guy be like,
no, I can tell just by looking at this is not gonna work. I gotta stop him now.
Yeah.
Push
so,
2-way. No, this guy.
It was
for $100.
So he's careening down this cliff like straight now.
Oh,
and it flew through the parking lot across Route 94, which is like a 2-lane highway that split the park, up over like a smaller hill, and then landed in the speedboat ride, which caused a bunch of not speedboats, bumper boats, to like fly up in the air and smash into each other. And then Frank had to be saved like lifeguard style because the door to this ride only opened from the outside.
Oh my god, everything about that's awesome. I love it. The 80s.
Yeah.
You know what's best about that? They probably just put like the no on that ride. Like you can't do this one.
Yeah.
Everything else though.
So
Work
the
on this
aftermath
track,
of that,
guy.
so the aftermath of that was in the book they say like I don't think there was an inspector report. We didn't ask for it, and then they were like, let's just get rid of that ride. So they drug it out into the woods and left it there. And I guess you can still find it out there, like covered in brush. It's just like,
It's probably safer now too.
yeah, for sure, with all of the moss growing over it.
What do you guys think he bought with that $100?
I mean, an ER bill? I don't I have no idea.
A 20th of
Definitely.
his ER visit.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even get paid the $100. They probably didn't even give it to him. Like, oh man, I'm sorry you were in the ambulance. I was freaking out. I forgot all about it. But yeah, I got sued, so I don't have that money for you. Man, I'm sorry.
We're good.
Yeah,
though,
anyways,
right?
you broke the ride, so we had to spend the money on that, fixing it.
Exactly. You know how much PVC you ran through for that first 600 feet of that cliff? You son of a bitch.
We told you needed to cut back on how much you're drinking, Frank. You were too heavy for the ride.
Yeah.
You would have been fine a month ago. This is on you, man. This is on you.
You know how many fucking cars had to dodge you? That was a huge insurance claim.
Oh no, actually
You
that was a
almost
thing.
drowned after falling off the bumper boat. It was a nightmare, dude.
That was a thing. Like apparently on the highway, like all these cars had to like crash to a hole and it caused like a pile up.
I pictured that whole thing as you were saying. I was dying. Oh my god, so funny. Jesus Christ.
So that was one of the rides that they
there's just one.
have.
Just one, dude.
That was the one.
Was the janitor, was the engineer for the whole park, or what? Because that just seems like a fun opening day.
Yeah. So in this park, like apparently, like they served alcohol, of course. And the park director was like a 21-year-old dude who was like, "Yeah, I've worked here for 2 years, and now I'm the director." So like that was like the safety threshold of this park. Another one of the rides was, so they had like different things. It was like water rides, and then they had this thing called Motor World, which was like tanks that shot tennis balls. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like the tanks rides that like you shoot at people. And like
Seems like
you can drive tanks and shoot tennis balls.
Yeah, you don't know what I'm talking about? I've seen that at other theme parks, but it's like, you know, relatively mild and safe, and you have to pay extra to do that ride. Like you can't just that's not included in the $75 to get in.
All right.
So they had this boat ride, which was like speedboats, and apparently they went like way too fast. They went like 50 miles an hour, and they had like a full boat engine, but in like something that only like a kayak. Sorry. So it was like a kayak. So anyway, these speedboats would like they would fly around this.
Dude, this is so much drug-fueled engineering, and I love.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
oh
wish I was there just to see like just the planning.
Just
like
to see it. You don't want to go on the rides because you would have died.
No.
Oh my God.
Just to watch.
I would love to watch.
So these speedboats, like, what they look like to me is like a Christmas sled with a full boat engine on them, and it was in like this 4-foot deep, murky lake. That, so like they would like fly around, and people would chant like "Crash the boats, crash the boats," and then the boats would crash into each other, and then gasoline and oil would spill out into the lake. So the lake was like covered.
Lake meaning a body of water surrounded by land and probably doesn't have
Like a man-made pond that was 4 feet deep, like your grandma's pool, like above ground pool. That's basically what it is.
Cool.
So you're
And,
going 50 miles an hour in an above ground pool?
Yeah, so like these people like ride around in them, and oil and gas would leak. So there's always like a layer of oil on top of the lake. And when people would capsize, they would scream because their skin was burning off. To which the staff would be like, Sorry. To which the staff would be like, go to the office, they have soap. But they would also like swim for their lives to the dock because there were copperhead snakes and snapping turtles that would eat your feet.
Why has there not been a movie made about this park?
I don't know. I actually, and there might have been. I read something that like Johnny Knoxville made a movie about it, but I've never heard of it. I couldn't find it.
Oh my god, dude!
For the sake of this story being relevant right now, I don't think that matters. Forget that happened, you guys. Someone should make a movie about this.
But like, so people would be like, my skin's burning, and like swim to the dock, and their solution to get rid of the fucking snakes and turtles was to ride the boats around the lake early in the morning to scare them off. Like, just scare them to where? It's a 4-foot deep pool.
See, before regulation, dude, this is a 100% free market at work. Like, hey, if you die, you shouldn't have got on the ride, but we know better next time.
Well, and that was like actually when I was reading about it, like that was a big thing. Was like people should take responsibility for their actions. Like, not that this park was going to kill me, just you should know better.
Like a gun range with no rules whatsoever.
No rules.
Like, come on, you should know better.
Right?
This is Jersey, right?
Yeah, New Jersey.
Yeah, of course it's New Jersey, bro.
It's New Jersey now, probably still.
Yeah. They're still mad they can't go to that park. Remember Action Park, man? Yeah, Jeff died, but it's still a fun time, man. All the girls were there.
Got hammered at 19.
Remember they had that 600-foot cliff ride they never built? God, that was funny.
Oh, that would have been fucking epic.
That guy screaming, but you couldn't hear him. You could just see the panic in his face.
That's my favorite image of just like you just like, could you imagine driving down the highway and some guy in a bubble?
Yeah, yo, you get rear-ended by 4 people, dude. Oh my god.
I want to know how many people saw that guy go past and was like, what happened? Oh, it was Action Park, and then actually was like, I should go check that place out.
Yeah, I should go there. We got season passes, right?
Yeah. Oh,
you said you had like 3 stories?
Oh yeah. So, and then the wave pool. Oh, the wave pool scares me. So they had this wave pool that had waves that were so intense that were like even the best of swimmers had a really hard time swimming it. And the owner was like, yeah, I would make them stronger if I could, but
I like how both of you like are laughing similarly just at other people's like terrible.
I know. I thought about this before we started talking about it. I was like, I don't want to laugh at the deaths.
Yeah.
Wait, how many people? How many people?
Michael Phelps
6
struggling.
people died. 6 people died. 3 of them in this wave pool.
All right. First off, that's way less deaths than I thought from everything you described. Way less than I thought. You're like even the strongest swimmers. So you got like Olympic medalist Michael Phelps. Oh my god, dude, you should calm that down.
I mean, that would actually be a selling point, is that you're like, yo, do you want to hang out in the swim pool that murdered a literal Olympic champion, like gold medal?
No.
That was actually one of their defenses when they were being investigated, is they were like, compared to the millions of people that have been here, only 6 have died, and that's like less than 1%, which is negligible. And the Department of Labor was like, you can stay open.
Oh man.
Oh Allah. So colorful. Hey man.
Are you good, Greg? You good?
No man, you can cut off me, dude. I'm gonna
Can't breathe.
I did not know you enjoyed the other people's like comedic misfortune to this extent. Actually, no, I did know that, but I didn't think just telling a story would make you lose your shit like this. Oh, it's delightful.
I just have a very vivid imagination. I'm just seeing all this proceeding out, like people just in the back, like, oh, what the fuck, dude? People are like really dying hardcore. Like, man, it's fine.
It's fine.
I voted for Reagan. This is it's Reaganomics right here.
So they made that argument that it was like negligible compared to how many people were actually there. But the local ER was like, yeah, we see 5 people a day, and actually petitioned for more funding for ambulances to deal with it. Like,
Yeah, but did they die?
yeah.
Oh,
They did.
Oh,
They did
some
die.
six. Okay.
Okay, so the wave
God.
pool, it was super intense and it was covered. So the top of it had like so much suntan lotion and sun oil that you couldn't see to the bottom. So the lifeguards had like a really hard time seeing people that were drowning. Add to that the fact that like kids would fake their drowning to be funny. And then there was no like designated entrance. So people would be like, oh, there's my group of friends, and then dive on top of their heads and be like, I made it to my friends. Oh, I had something written down about it.
oh my God.
Oh, and then like, okay, so then the lifeguards, so they couldn't see to the bottom. So they would just pump more chlorine and shit into the pool to like hopefully clean it, which just burned everybody's skin and eyes.
Right.
And then the buoys that they had to save people would fill up and turn into like hard as rocks. So like one guy was drowning and they were trying to save him and they threw him a buoy and shattered his nose. And yeah, so
You're drowning.
yeah.
You can't breathe.
Let me break
And as you go up for air, you get a fucking boo just
like a rock to your face.
Man, what does this even say about parents in the 80s? Like, yo, yeah, it's fine.
Here's
We gotta get these
here's
kids out of here somewhere.
$2. Go to Action Park.
Is how much?
I don't know. I was saying like $2. Like it just seems like a significant amount of money to be like, yeah.
you can't afford to not go. How long did it stay open?
Oh, go ahead.
Well, did you have another thing to add on to that?
So the only other thing I was going to add on was like one of the crazier deaths that I thought was insane was some guy got electrocuted because there was an 8-inch live wire at the bottom of said wave pool that was just exposed. And the park was like, no, it was like half an inch. It was just a nick. And the coroner was like, no, he got like straight up electrocuted. And they were like, yeah, but like he wasn't burned. And they're like, which doesn't happen in water electrocutions. So he got super electrocuted and they're like, it's fine. And then the Department of Labor said it was fine. And they stayed open for another 8 years until
What?
yeah. The only reason that they got shut down was because the owner and I think 5 other people, but I'm not sure how they were related to this. He went to jail because he was operating like a fraudulent insurance company because of course he couldn't get insured. And his like rationale was it costs us less to just pay out class action lawsuits than it does to have insurance. So I'll start my own insurance company and pretend that's a legit insurance company. And so they went bankrupt in 1996. So that's the only reason that park shut down.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hope there's a documentary about it. I'm gonna check out that book for sure,
Yeah,
man.
I started reading the book. It's pretty great. And then the guy that wrote it is his son, and it's really funny. So,
Yeah.
like, it's morbid, but he wrote it in a really funny way. So, yeah, it's really good.
I can't wait to hear about. I'm just imagining Greg. You're just sitting there reading a book. Just
Yeah.
it's a nice visual. Nice visual. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's insane. That is a lot of insanity.
And that's 3 out of all of the things that I read about it.
Might have to check out.
Those are just my favies.
They're very good. All right, cool. Well, thank you, Mika. We'll bring you back after we talk to the next guest. The next comic coming onto the internet stage, or whatever we want to call it. He's a buddy of mine, lives in Washington, tours everywhere when that was the thing that happened. Please welcome Todd Kirkwood.
Hey, what's up, Luke? How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm in the wings dying over here about that last story. I have so many questions. Oh, my God. Like, only in America would they do – like, it's never a country with universal health care that invents a park like that. You know what I mean?
There has to have an element of, like, fend for yourself to it.
Yeah.
And
There were so many signs that we were going to mess up this pandemic, Action Park being one of them, you know?
Yeah, we really shouldn't be surprised we're handling things the way we are at all. It's just like But also, in our defense, history does repeat itself.
Here's why it won't go well. Here's why it won't go well. And then we just wipe that away. It doesn't matter.
I didn't pass that test in 8th grade, so I don't remember that shit.
I do love the gas on the water, though, because in my head, I was like, oh, you just light that on fire at the end of the day. That'll take care of itself.
Wouldn't it? I had that thought too, but I'm like, for sure these dudes would have tried that already.
Just every morning to scare this. Go ahead, Mika.
I said that you would think that's how you get rid of the snakes. But no, they just rode the boats around. And we're like, hopefully they scare into the corners of the 4-foot deep pond.
Yeah, scare into
Like
the
felt very-
fire.
I felt
It'll
very
burn away
American
the
when I
snakes.
was.
The fire will burn away the oil.
I did feel very American when I was like, well, 6 deaths is 2 hands, and that's too many. Like, that was like, I was like, 4, fine.
Yeah.
We're up to 2 hands now? All right, come on, lock it down.
All right, cool, man. Well, this week, I hit you up earlier this week about what something in recent news. You gave me a lot of options, and you decided on you want to do the introduction on what you decided to talk about.
Yeah, I'll go into it. So this week, the guys of Wait What, and it was technically last week, but I don't know if you saw this in the news. We shut down a Chinese embassy in Houston. And that was a huge Wait What moment for me because first off, didn't even know we had a Chinese embassy in Houston. I don't know why. I'm immediately like Shanghai noon. I can't imagine Chinese and Texans getting along very well. Like, and to shut it down, were they just walking up and they're like, go on, get. I don't know how it works down in Houston, okay? That's a really simplistic way to look at it, but I don't know. But in looking at this, I looked at some other things. There's a big consulate or embassy in Houston and then one in San Francisco. And I can't wrap my head around when they give their reports back to China that they look like they're in the same country. I don't, you know what I mean?
Oh, for
they're
real?
like, yeah, the Houston people are like, here's what's going on out in the streets. They're doing this. They all got guns. They're all about their civil liberty. And then in San Francisco, they're like, no, we don't have any of that going on here. It's wildly different. And then just somebody in China has to be like, we don't have a good view of what America is at all, I think, you know?
Actually, I feel like that is a great view of America because there's like, here's the 2 options.
Yeah, I guess get those extremes.
Yeah, I also would like to point out that Big Laughs Comedy Network is based out of Austin, so we should shit on Texas as hard as possible.
I love Austin. Austin's not
Austin's
Houston,
its
so
own little island inside of Texas that isn't Texas.
Sure, I've never been. I don't know. I don't want to talk. Maybe we have some Houston people. If you're a Houston person and you hate Todd, let me know. I'll give you his address, and you can show him how big everything is in Texas at him.
So
I drove through Texas when I was 6. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead.
well, I'll give you more of the story. So I was looking at this because then, of course, it's a wait what moment. Didn't know we even had an embassy. Opened in 1979. This is my little bit that I researched on this. And as soon as they closed it down, immediately China was like, well, we're going to close down your embassy in Chengdu. And Americans were, it was Mike Pompeo. We all know that genius superhero. He was like, well, let's not escalate this to a tit for tat. What did you think was going to happen here if we shut down one of theirs? They were going to respond in kind. So I don't know, but it's all about this cyber security. I don't know if you've been looking up about this Chinese spies, which is a huge rabbit hole. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's tough to like, I went through CNN and Wikipedia because I felt like that was truth, but I don't know. But it's apparently there's 2,000 active cases investigating espionage in America right now of the Chinese. Yeah. Apparently a new one gets opened every 10 hours.
Is that okay? Is that just like, not to say the current administration is a little bit racist, but the current administration seems a little bit racist. Is that like do you think that's a genuine thing or do you think that's just them being dickheads?
No, I wanted to believe that too. And it's part of my, like the whole wait, what? Because I can't trust the current administration very well. But at the same time, I understand espionage is the thing countries do. So I did a little digging. All the way back in 1999, my graduating year, there was a thing called the Cox Report in which we just documented how much nuclear weapons stuff the Chinese stole. And it's terrifying. Look up the Cox Report on Wikipedia. They just took all of our plans for ICBMs, all of our plans for nuclear stuff, and it's confirmed they stole it. We don't have, like, they have copies of everything now. I was like, all the way back in 99.
How? Oh, that's not ideal.
No, it's terrifying.
You didn't think it was weird when like they closed down the Houston embassy, and then like when they went to go get in, they wouldn't let them in, and they were just burning all kinds of documents,
right?
Like books, so like a Nazi fire, like they were just burning all this shit. Like we got to get rid of all this stuff. Yeah,
I love the idea that like the local fire department showed up because there was a report of fire, and they're so probably unprepared for this. They're like, "Hey, your house is on fire," and the Chinese embassy people were like, "Doesn't matter. Don't worry about that. Don't look over there."
It's our fire.
So like a fire department raised the ladder to look inside, and they were like, "No, you can't do that either."
It was pretty wild. Pretty wild.
That is cartoonish villainy. Like we're burning it down, and then the fireman's like, "Well, we gotta. You're not letting us go. We gotta take a look." And he like,
"This is it's a whole bunch of things apparently, but one of them, we had a consulate or an embassy in Wuhan, and because of the shutdown of Corona, they closed it. And when we wanted to go back to get some documents, they wouldn't let us. The Chinese wouldn't let us take them out, which is a huge no-no. So that was like 2 weeks ago, and that's kind of why Houston got shut down. Is like it's just going back and forth right now.
Cool. Yes, that this can go horribly wrong for everyone in the world.
Not any of the history that I remember from the tests I failed would have showed me any signs where the trajectory this is on.
I mean, the only comfort I have is that, you know, we have cool heads in the White House, and it's an election year. So, you know, real steady the course, I think we'll be all right.
You want to show everyone that you're consistent and you know how to de-escalate situations. I can't wait.
One of them that got me, and I like, the more I went into this, the more I felt like I was losing my mind of all this stuff that I'd never heard of. There's a list of Chinese spy cases on Wikipedia that's, you know, like 100 different people or something like that. I don't know. But the latest one, the one that got arrested at the San Francisco embassy, they were arrested for trying to steal the Corona vaccine research. Which I love that Republicans are like, the Chinese gave us this, and they're trying to steal the vaccine now. Like, which one is it? Like,
okay. What they're doing is they gave us this, and then they know we're about to cure it and just get rid of that. And then they're like, you better not. So they took it. That's what happened. Pod, the libtard.
I like that. We're keeping the coronavirus research so secret that like people are getting arrested for like trying to sneak it out of the country. Like, this is what they found over here. So yeah, we should be sharing that together so we can get rid of this, you know, pandemic together. We're all breathing air.
Put it on Discord, get a Google Doc. I don't care, but why are we not sharing?
Okay, but you guys aren't thinking like capitalists. How are you going to make your shareholders happy if no one's sick anymore?
Yeah, I know.
Corporatism?
I only know like I know enough to be like kind of funny. I don't know all of it.
Like,
fuck off, Greg.
So the other stuff that was really pretty interesting, like once you get into this world, again, it's spies, so it's real convoluted, real paranoid. I wanted to see if this had anything to do with the TikTok stuff. If you've seen any of that,
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So TikTok. This is the worst reporting ever. If you're getting your news from Wait What, by the way, please don't at me. All right, I don't want to hear about it.
Hey, excuse me, Todd. That is literally the thesis of the show at the current moment. Is that you are getting like news adjacent.
Yeah, right. So TikTok is owned by a Chinese company, and as near as I can tell, they're just as evil as Facebook in terms of like they're collecting data and whatever. Only difference is the Chinese have a law that any company in their country has to give them their information upon asking.
That is insane.
Yeah, so all of that, they have access to it on there. If they do, I don't know if they do or not. They're saying no. I don't know who to believe anymore.
They definitely do. Why would you even trust that they don't? That's not. It's like the question. What are you talking? Like, no, we don't have that. Like, yeah, fuck no, China. Listen, that's why I don't have TikTok, man. That and I'm like 38.
Well, I got bad news for you if you
Dance
don't. For anyone who doesn't have TikTok, but you have Grinder. Grinder's also based in China, and
fuck.
Donald
Do those
Trump
cross over a lot? Because I don't have either of those things.
You're not.
I don't know.
You're not the demographic for Grinder, I don't think.
Like, if you don't have TikTok, but you have Grinder.
Yo, what would you be doing if you had Grinder? Just disappointing so many men? Like,
I don't know,
Catfishing
but it
the
sounds like
fuck
I need
out
to
of
be
people.
on Grinder.
that's insane. Anything
So
else?
Grinder is the same thing. But yeah, that's so. The one thing is like that they said they have spies in 25 major cities. They're all over, and none of them steal anything big. They all steal little stuff. So we don't actually have a lot of arrests, a lot of trials for espionage because we can't get them on anything. And I don't understand how you can even find a spy in this day and age because you just have to ask any Asian-looking person. That's so racist in this day and age. You just would be canceled immediately if you're trying to hunt out a spy. I don't know what you do.
I mean, okay, we're already all canceled. Our industry's canceled right now, so let's have I'm gonna have a little bit more fun than I would. But like, isn't the Chinese tourist like just a stereotype? Like,
yeah,
isn't that just a thing where they're coming over here and just trying to like you get these like all like super rednecky racist seeming people and you're like, fuck, were they maybe a little bit right? Oh.
I know, isn't that the words? You're like, oh man, they're like BitTorrenting information out slowly to like 100 little lies everywhere, dude. This is bullshit. Now I'm fucking racist, dude. This is
yeah. Oh man, now I gotta be racist.
Man, it's fucking terrible.
So I don't know. The whole thing is like in this day and age, I don't know who to trust. I don't know what's going on. It obviously is happening, but you're like, what do we do about it? Nothing, I guess.
Just wait and hope someone who has more power does something. But if it is any consolation, I don't think the Chinese government gives that much of a shit about what you have, Todd. No offense.
No, I know. I'm not worried about it. I don't,
Don't we owe China like trillions of dollars? Couldn't that just collapse the dollar if they like called in the debts? It would just be a nightmare economically.
Also, how would they even do that? That is such a weird thing too, is that you're like doing like a trade war with a country that you like owe money with. That's like having your neighbor, like he fronted you like a year's worth of mortgage on your house, and then you guys are bickering over the fence. Like, what the? Shouldn't you just be like, don't you owe me? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
these kids use my app.
It'd be like if your neighbor borrowed a bunch of money and then you put cameras in his house and you'd be like, hey, I noticed you got a big screen TV. What the hell is that? You know?
As someone who's had a roommate owe me money, I for sure understand that sentiment.
Yeah.
Paying me back? Not cool.
Exactly.
It's still very,
imagine that
we might
$50, but now it's like 3 times the GDP of America. So yeah, of course you're gonna be in everybody's kitchen like, yeah, that's a nice TV that you made from your company that we have over here, son.
So I think
and that's why we got to keep that coronavirus, the vaccine, because we're selling drugs now because we're broke. That's it. That's all we have left is selling drugs. That's what you do when you're broke.
That's awesome.
Hey,
America,
man.
drug selling. Cool. I think also the subtext of this is learn Chinese.
On it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I think that did you have anything else to add, Todd?
No, I mean, like I said, it's wild. I don't know what's real, but it's happening.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I appreciate both you guys coming on here. Do you have anything to promote or social media you want people to find you on? Websites?
No. You can find me on Instagram, MikaLaman.com or at MikaLaman.
Cool.
Those are so many things.
She does have a dope website. Check it out, MikaLaman.com. She has merch. You can see all the days she had that was canceled, and she has like good tours of Atlanta. So check that out.
Yeah. So many things.
If you enjoyed watching her laugh while telling stories of people being hurt.
I know, I'm sorry. It's great.
Why are you
Me and Greg are such good friends. Like the second he starts laughing, like I can't help it. If he wasn't there, I could have told it in a more coherent way.
Yeah, if he wasn't here, you would have had less fun. So that's all I heard.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I'm glad you both were here. Sincerity, it sounds weird. Todd, you got anything you want to promote? Social medias?
Yeah, just find me at Todd Kirkwood on Facebook or at The Word of Todd on Twitter. and hopefully comedy comes back and I'll promote more shows.
Hell yeah. Thanks for being on. And I want to remind everyone in the audience that Big Laughs Comedy Network, they have shows basically like every day of the week. And if you guys enjoyed us, you can donate to the show. All the money goes to the comics. You can also follow Big Laughs Network, their Patreon. And like I said, shows every day of the week. Tomorrow we have Triple Threat. That's at Thursday. And I believe that's 6 o'clock Pacific time, 8 o'clock Central. And we'll be back next week, Wednesday, 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., all that fun stuff. And leave you guys on a high note. My name is Luke. Bye.